This is a vlog of a day in my life of getting chemo. I like to have a slow morning that starts with lots of beagle cuddles and kisses. After my beagle cuddles, I take my shower and then prep my port for access. So it is chemo day 5 today. It's November 8th, about 9:15 a.m. I go in at 10:15 for my blood draw. They access my port, and that's where they draw the blood from, and then also the chemo gets administered through my port. So to make port access a little bit easier, we have this lidocaine cream that we put on an hour before. So I'm going to put on the cream and then we cover it, put it in a dressing, and yeah, that just helps the prick. I like to use a swab to help rub in, that way I don't touch this. Try and get this just squeeze on my port. I'm just gonna totally coat this thing. Pretty much this just gets the port numb. You get some like saran wrap or plastic and then you place it over. I just tuck one side. I have some medical tape and I just put medical tape there, and then it stays nice and covered and doesn't get all over your clothes. But yeah, that's what I do to help make life a little bit easier once to get my port accessed. I always try to have a high protein breakfast the day of chemo, and most importantly, hydrate. Hydration is key. Next, I pack my chemo bag. I make sure that I have my neuropathy gear, some stuff for anti-nausea. Mints are so important for docetaxel. Lots of snacks as well. We have some toiletries for both Reed and I in case we need it. Some medications, stuff for emergencies, a heat pad, which is crucial and my favorite, and then a neck pillow as well. One thing that I forgot to show here that's probably the most important is a super comfy blanket. And that's everything that I have in my chemo bag. We're in the car now, headed to MD Anderson. It's been a hard morning for me with anxiety. I don't know why. I feel really anxious going into my 5th cycle. Not really sure why. I woke up at 4 a.m. Gonna go back to sleep until like 6. Then I slept maybe like another hour and then had to get up and get moving, and my stomach got upset before we left from anxiety, but you know, we're going. I cried when we were leaving the house because I had so much anxiety, but I'm in the car and we're going and headed to MD Anderson for number 5, and after number 5 it's my last one, so I'm just trying to keep reminding myself that.
Almost there. You're amazing.
Thank you, Lucy. So in the car I keep this lovely weighted blanket that my best friend Hannah got me, and it's the best, and I use it every single time I'm in the car. I just love it so much. We made it to the MD Anderson Sugarland satellite where I get my infusions, and Rita and I headed in. We try to make the best out of chemo days and have fun and be silly. Life doesn't stop just because you have cancer, so we try to have a really good time, and Reed does the best job at making me laugh. I know it looks like we're probably moving into MD Anderson, but this is just the amount of stuff that we typically use for a day in chemo. The cooler is essential for keeping the ice cold for my neuropathy gear, and Reed works while I do chemo, and then for me, I need lots of entertainment and lots of comfort as well. After checking in, I get taken back where I get my port accessed and also get my labs drawn for the day.
It's looking good.
That's good. I always like hearing that.
You've been doing okay with the treatment?
Yeah, I mean, as okay as you can.
But you're doing your part. Eating well, drinking lots of fluids.
Yes, yeah. I learned after my first one how important hydration is.
Yeah.
And now I make sure I drink
Yes.
like a gallon the day before, day of, and day after. And that has helped so much. I'm just ready to be done with the chemo part and just move on to my immunotherapies and have life be easier.
Relax and take a deep breath. Okay.
Perfect. Didn't feel anything.
Flushing well, good blood return.
Getting your port access, it's always a great time I find to visit with the nurses. I had a really fantastic nurse this day who she was actually a cancer survivor herself. So during this time, her and I were bonding and she was sharing her cancer story with me. I know I view life so differently now.
Especially young.
Yeah.
Yeah, never, this was not part of my plans.
Exactly, right?
When I get old, I'm going to get sick. So when you're young, you don't think you're going to get
Right.
old.
I know.
But you're in a good place.
Yeah.
We're right here for you.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. After my oncologist signs off on my labs, I then get taken back into my room. So we're back in the room, and my mom's here. She's come to every single chemo and sits with me and trades off with Reed. She's wearing her Gabby shirt. So my mom is just telling me that looks like I have some more hair, so I thought I would do a hair check. And I was like, you know what? I think my hair might be growing back. After about 2 hours of doing my immunotherapies and pre-meds, it's then time to get set up for docetaxel. And during this time, this is when Reed swaps back with my mom. My mom leaves for the day, and Reed helps me get set up for the docetaxel, which is the chemotherapy portion of my infusion treatment. Reed takes the time to get me set up with all of the things I need to help prevent neuropathy. And then from there, we just sit and hang out for the next hour while I do docetaxel. He spoon feeds me ice. We usually watch something on the iPad. Today we're watching Anti-Chef. After my infusion's done, Reed packs up the bag and makes sure that we have everything ready to go. Meanwhile, I get prepped for my Neulasta Onpro. I'm such a jumpy person. So when the Neulasta, when it beeps and then you're just sitting there waiting for it to, what do you call it? Like, insert into you. It's just like the biggest build-up for me every single time. Yeah, the countdown for it to actually go. So much build-up.
Do you experience any bone pain?
Yes, but I do the Claritin.
Mm-hmm. Does it help?
It does, yeah. It makes a big difference.
Want your candy? I'm gonna flush your line.
Oh, I got some in. Thank you.
You already have.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm ready. I got 2 in there. Thank you for asking.
Because I remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay,
oh
right,
gosh.
There we go.
It's such a build-up. I hate it every time, and I scream every time. Not from pain, just suspense.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It doesn't hurt. It's just, it's like a jump scare. That's all it is.
Alright, we're just waiting for it to turn green and then...
Just finished number 5. That was, how long was that?
I don't know.
3-4 hours?
No
Something
idea.
like that. But it was a boring one, which is good. We like boring.
We love boring.
So, about to head back to the house. Get
That's
some
right.
McAllisters. And I need a nap because I'm looking a little crazy.
As we got in the car, finishing Gabby's 5th treatment, I couldn't help but think about after finishing her first treatment. And on our way out of MD Anderson, I told her, just 5 more. All we have to do is get through 5 more times. And I can't believe I'm at the point now where I get to tell her, just 1 more. It's only 1 more and we're done. I can't believe it.
Just 1 more after this. 1 more. I can't believe it. It feels like it's been such a long time coming. Chemo has been the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my entire life, and I am done with 5 out of 6, almost completely finished. So excited.